This video is to all Canadians. At what point do we stand up? At what point do we say enough is enough? At what point do we get out there and just say no? We don't have to protest in the streets. We don't have to cause riots and fights. We just have to say no. No to everything that we don't agree with. No to things that aren't right. No to anything that's hypocrisy, controversial. No to things like Balenciaga. No to accepting people like Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirators or whatever get away with absolutely everything they did. After everything Jeffrey Epstein is guilty of, he's found dead and one woman goes to jail, and no one really pushes the envelope. No one makes anything happen. And the ones that do, the Jordan Petersons, the Andrew Tates, the people that have some fucking balls and stand up, they get blacklisted, they get canceled, they get shut down, they get their licenses taken away. Robert Malone, Dr. Peter McCullough. And when is enough enough? Everyone wants everyone to stand up and fight for the freedoms. And the ones who are brave enough to do it are shut down because they're few and far between. They're 1 in a million. We're 1 in a million people. You got millions of people hoping that the few are going to stand up for them. And when they do and get shut down, no one stands up for them. Everybody needs to stand up for Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Robert Malone, Jordan Peterson, especially right now. I'm Canadian. Anyone who's Canadian, even if you're not Canadian, if you're American and you're from North America and you care about freedoms and you care about freedom of speech and you care about having a voice, and that people who do have a voice and stand up for those who are too scared to do it themselves, we can't accept them just being wiped off the face of the earth, in essence, whether they kill you off or they just cancel you 100%. Guys, stand up. Start speaking your mind. Start saying no to things. We can't be sheeple anymore. The way through life doesn't work. The reason these people are getting canceled is because they're standing up to what Andrew Tate would say is the matrix. I agree. Basically, there's the illusion of freedom, and then there's people who actually fight for freedom. For generations and generations, freedoms have had to be earned every other generation. Every time you think that your freedoms are just there in place because you don't have to stand up for them anymore is when they start to erode. That's all I got to say. To everybody who's Canadian, especially to the States and everyone else, do what you want. But to us Canadians and to anybody I know, stand up. Have a voice. Say no. If you don't like what's going on in schools and what's happening to your children or the way teachers are conducting themselves, say so. Stand up. Get other teachers together. If you don't like what's happening at your workplace and you're a nurse, contact all of the nurses and all hospitals and all communities around you and get something together. Say no. Don't just say yes out of fear. Everyone's scared to lose their job or scared for confrontation or scared to get canceled or scared to anything. Fear is what cripples us. Jordan Peterson, I'm sure, is afraid too. He's even more afraid now that he realizes probably that he stood up for so many people who don't have the backbone or the balls to stand up for him. Let's go, guys. Stand up.